Hi Virgo, welcome to the Esoteric Empire. We are focused on the middle of your February, so let's just go ahead and get started. Your focus for this time of the month is Uranus. Okay, so I'm thinking individuality and ideas that are a little or very different than what you're used to. Okay, so we're going to see how this affects you. All right, so the bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So I kind of feel like somebody, there's two things I'm getting. One, the first one is that somebody's financial situation is not stable or it's not as lucrative as they're used to it being. And then also the second one would be that somebody is not in touch with like the earthly realm. Like, in other words, somebody's really into like the spiritual nature right now, which is not a bad thing, but it just seems like this is different from what you're used to. And this kind of goes with that Uranus energy because it is kind of distant, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you're in a different world right now, just on a mental standpoint. Okay, but this might be really good and refreshing for you. So let's just go ahead and see what's going on with this. Five of Cups. So you're contemplating or thinking about something that has happened. And I don't think that you're very happy about this. I'm not going to lie. We have the Six of Pentacles, but you did receive a humongous gift from this situation that went on, from this circumstance. And we're definitely going to see what that is. And then Eight of Cups, but you still feel alone. So I kind of feel like you're going through this thing where you're receiving great internal messages and also physical rewards as well, but it seems like when it comes to your emotional side or just how you feel internally, you feel alone or you feel like you don't deserve the success that you're gaining. And so that leads me to believe that there is some sort of guilt, or you feel like what you did to get what you have maybe isn't the most holiest, or maybe it isn't in your nature. And you feel off about it. Okay, so we're gonna see while this is showing up here. Okay, because I do feel like there's a little bit of guilt here. This is the feeling I'm getting, is guilt. Okay, it popped out. All right, so for the Five of Cups, we do have the Seven of Wands. So you did try to fight for something, or you may have gone to a level that you don't usually go to in order to have something happen. So in other words, you could be somebody who, you know, did what you had to do to get what you needed to get. And I just kind of feel like that's not you. And I feel like you feel like the reason you feel guilty is because your conscience doesn't work that way. It doesn't approve of that type of behavior. So I'm kind of not worried for you, but I feel like you know. So okay, I'm not worried for you because the High Priest is coming up here. You know what you did, which means that you also have the power to undo it. You're aware of what you've done. And so it's nobody's business to correct this or modify it or repent for this but yourself. Some of you could have done some spiritual type of things, you know, some darker magic type things is what I'm feeling. Or you could have just did something like you did it in the dark and you don't want it to come out to light. Like maybe you're embarrassed about it, okay? It might not be as heavy as I'm getting the energy of, but it does seem a little heavy, okay, a little dark. So what did you get? Like, what's the gift that she wanted so bad? Seven of Swords, something that you can't even show anybody, or you can't tell anybody about it. Okay, this could have been something that you received and you enjoyed it by yourself or with somebody that you wouldn't want the public to know about. Okay. Okay, we have the Four of Swords here, okay? So something that you can't really... this is crazy. I feel like this is like you had fun and you were able to relate with somebody having fun, but it's something that you want to keep on the hush. You know what I mean? You don't want anybody to know that you did this. You don't want anybody to know that this happened. It sounds like you don't want me to know what this gift is. Or maybe you found out a secret about somebody that you can use later for your own benefit. Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's like word of mouth. Like you figured out something. Like you, it could have been like a mental type of progression or a mental gift or a message from higher realms, or you learn something about someone like without, like it's a secret or something. Like it's word of mouth. It's something that is not tangible, I feel. It's like you understand something on a greater level, okay? but maybe you had to do some digging or gossiping to get to that point, and so you feel bad about it. This Eight of Cups, I feel like this also is related to whatever the gift that you got. Once you receive that gift, you really like went your own way. You really secluded yourself almost, because I kind of feel like it's kind of like ignorance is bliss. Like once you know something, or once you know the truth, you can't go back from that. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Cups. You could have like felt like you can't be tied down to one person. Like you need to be free emotionally. So maybe you had to break up with somebody because you're like, after I found out what I found out about myself or about you, like I can't do this. Like I can't pretend to be in love with you. So I feel like you're kind of you're ready to be on to the next. You don't want to be tied down, you know. Okay, we actually had a lot of cards that popped out. All right, so Six of Cups, the Star, Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you learned something about someone's past or your past, about maybe an Aquarius, but just somebody who is an individual human who did something in desperation. Like they did something out of desperation. And I feel like you learned that, and you kind of just like, you can't afford to be with that person now. When you look at them now, they don't look the same to you. Like they look kind of like unattractive, or just not, this is weird. It's like when you find out a secret about somebody and then you start to look at them like, you really did that? Like, oh, like, I didn't know you were like that. And it kind of makes you like separate yourself from them. And it's kind of weird because I kind of feel like you wanted to know the truth, but then when you found out, you're like, oh shit, like this is deeper than I thought, right? Okay. Like somebody, ooh, I got the chills. Somebody does something that you're just not down with, or they've tried something that you're not down with. And you're like, oh, I'm good. So there is a Pisces here showing up. We do have a Pisces, all right. Yeah, and I think the only reason it makes you feel weird is just because I think you did like them. Or maybe you did things with them and now you're just like, ew, like I joined spirits with this person and I didn't even know what they was into, type of thing. I feel like somebody did some questionable things, honey. All right. So we have oppression here. So you're showing up like, I kind of feel like you're frozen. Like you're just like, ugh. Like you don't know how to feel. It's like you're doing that, like a fake smile. Like, you know when somebody's smiling, you know they're not really smiling. You're just doing it because they feel uncomfortable. I feel like that's how you feel. And I feel like you're like, oh, I gotta start questioning the people I hang around, type thing. Like this person did some questionable shit. Or maybe you did too. You could also be a part of the situation and you feel like yucky. Like you feel dirty, you know? Like that you were a part of that. You got to be honest with yourself though, Virgo, okay? Don't be commenting talking about it's the other way around. When people comment that, 9 times out of 10, they're the person that did all the crap. And I'd be like, why are you telling me this? Like, you clicked on it knowing what the title was. But anyways, off topic. This other person is showing up as failure. I feel like once you found out what they did, or you guys did whatever you did, and it just, whatever the situation is, they feel like, damn, I shouldn't have told them the truth, or I should have like made sure they didn't find out, or you know, like kind of like when you just know that you shouldn't have told that person something you told them, or showed them something that you've done. It is looking real shady around these parts, and I feel like both of y'all were a part of it. I think you had a smaller part in it, but you were in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you can't really be judging them, but you are judging them. Okay. Oh. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like you had your fun. I feel like you did what you wanted to do and you experienced whatever you experienced. And now you're just at that point where you have to determine, is this who I want to be? So it doesn't mean that you have to stay in that element or that environment or that scenario. But you do have to live with the fact that whatever you did, you either, whatever it was a lesson, okay? You either liked it or you didn't. And after this, moving forward, make the correct steps that you want to align with what you are in alignment with, okay? So it just kind of seems like one of those kind of embarrassing moments or something. It's like, it is what it is. It happens. I'm gonna leave it alone, you know. Don't beat yourself up about it too much, because I do see you're like kind of feeling gross and stuff. But yeah, I hope that this kind of cleared up, or at least pinpointed why you feel the way that you feel. You tried some new things, okay? I'm definitely seeing that. So stay protected. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.